got a pretty good, I'm gonna say we've got right around 30-some people here, right? Okay, couple of questions for you. This always gets a debate. How many Chevy guys we got? Chevy. Well, you just have to raise your hand more. Got any Chrysler guys? Wow, okay, good deal, okay. Ford? Oh, you got those too, okay. Right. Any, European? Any European cars?
Not yet.
Okay, good. Sport compacts? Sport compacts with a big block? You?
Indiana?
Well, okay, well, where's that fall? Yeah, okay.
Long category.
Now I'm gonna get real personal with you. How many millennials do we have in here? Millennials, 1977 to 1994. How many millennials? We got one. We got one way back there. Millennials. Okay. Gen Xers, 1966 to 1976. Okay, Gen Xers are here. Okay. Boomer 2s, 1955 to 65. Oh man, look at that. Boomer 1, 1946 to 1954. I knew I had one or two of them out there. Man, so it's pretty well balanced. So if we got in a fight by age, huh? Oh, wait a minute. Post-war, 1928 to 1945. It's just you, Bob. Just you. Oh. Okay. Now we're going to get serious. See, I'm trying to learn. I'm doing some self-learning like the FiTech's supposed to do. How many of you carry a smartphone? Wow. Bob, you carry a smartphone or just a phone? Okay. How many of you still use a computer notebook at home or some type of computer home notebook kind of thing? You do too. This old guy, like me, you got one too. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Hey, you're right there with me, man. Okay, for all of y'all that need a new notebook computer, you got one. Pass these out.
I got one.
You got one. Pass them around. Pass them around. Pass them around. I don't know if I got enough of these or not, but you finally got it. Coming tonight, you got a free computer. Notebook computer. And after the deal, come on up here and get your stylus. It's called a pen. Oh, and I got you some aluminum bottle openers. Got that up here for you. Got a good bunch of good stuff for you. Oh, you got to get one. So if you need a pen, go on paper. Pass them out. Somebody might want to make some notes on some of this stuff. Let's see here. We got the tickets handed out. We got the free notebook computer. We got I'm going to be handing out some flyer sheets tonight that's got old American pricing on it. But I want you to have these tech sheets with the pictures and everything, but they got old pricing on them, so disregard the pricing because it's old.
So that means the prices are cheaper than now, or?
You're good. You know what? It's never that way, is it?
No, it isn't.
No, it's but I do have some good. I really got some good tech sheets for you where you can take home and go from there. But I was told by the boss here to make sure I told you that. Let's see here. We got some good people who know these. I was thinking I was going to have a real young crew here that I stumped a chunk. But does anyone remember or anyone old enough to remember when performance fuel injection was introduced on a factory street legal vehicle? Raise your hands. Right there, bro. Barry.
53 Corvette.
Right back there. 57 Chevy. What vehicle? Come on.
My Corvette.
Okay, let's see. He gets something for that. Where did I put my money? Oh, you work here. He shouldn't have answered it. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna pass you on. Somebody else tell me what he just said.
57 Chevy.
Huh? There you go. You get money. Now, some of these American $2 bills are actually worth more than $2. You can go to $2bill.com. Some of these are worth $5, $7, $10 by just looking at the serial numbers. So you just get one. There you go.
Yeah, it's 10.
Huh? So wait a minute, $2, what would that be worth up here?
210.
50% more, it's $3.
You know what? You're funny, you get a pen. That was one of the first cars I ever worked on, was a 53 Corvette, and somebody, like you said, had already put the 57 Chevy motor in it. First car I worked on in a body shop, sounding on fiberglass that looked like this. If you remember how rough the 53s were. That system was built by Rochester, but designed by GM engineers. I always thought it was Rochester. GM engineers under Duntoff was the ones that actually did that. The upgrade on that 57 was approximately $550 for that fuel injection system as a feature.
A lot of money back then.
I did the math on it, Bob. If you bought that injection today, fuel injection, it'd be $5,570, and it costs $550 on the 57. Big difference. Now think of this and think of today. What were the benefits on that 57 with the fuel injection? 20 miles per gallon. And everybody back then was getting about 10 to 12 miles to the gallon. Strong power band and no flat spots. And fast response is what we're supposed to have, that fast response you're looking for. And that was where we got into fuel injection. Off the showroom floor, who was the closest competitor to this EFI Corvette that year? Come on, some of you old guys like me. What other car out there that stock off the showroom was close to that 57 Chevy or Corvette? Anybody know? No, I get it.
T-Bird with Paxa.
No. Think of something European. I hate to say that. Huh?
Ferrari.
You got it. Which Mercedes?
No idea. That's way before my time.
Well, I ain't gonna cut it in half. It's Mercedes 300 SL. Closest thing to that, guess what? The Mercedes was 4 times the cost of the Chevy or the Corvette at that time. Big difference. That Corvette would clearly rev about 7,000 RPMs and had to stay low idle about 900 RPMs. That was in 1957. Besides the cost factor, this was the big thing. Few mechanics back then embraced the new EFI technology. So in 1958, what motor came out that sort of took everybody away from fuel injection? Again, it was a Chevy motor. What motor came out in 1958 that everybody started going to?
358.
348?
Don't come see mine?
Huh?
Don't come see
You
mine?
got one?
That's what we're working on tonight.
Did everybody hear that? 1958.
348.
What year did the 409 come out?
60 or 61.
60. late 60s.
What happened to the 392?
Huh?
392.
It's a 348. Was the, come on, help me here, you tell me.
392 is a big Hemi.
Huh?
392 is a big Hemi, isn't it?
Yeah. The three, yeah. 348, then the 409. Let's see here. Then we went through the 60s. Oh, here was another one. 1965, we finally got the 327, 375 horse. Who all had one of those. And in the 70s, we lived who all was here and had to go through all those years of detuned motors with smog pumps? How many of you in your garage, over in the corner, still have a corner full of smog pumps? Why didn't we just take them and get rid of those things? I've still got one sitting there. I got to clear them out. Huh?
They're all seized.
They're all seized up, yeah. Then after the 70s and 80s, through that detuned stuff and everything, second gen fuel injection came along. Aftermarket units started hitting the market at around 3,500 to 4,500 for some techies that didn't know how to work on them. By the time aftermarket EFI reached third generation, we had wideband control, closed loop, laptop not needed, self-learning systems all became available. The forward-thinking, do-it-yourselfer hot rodder finally had units they could really use. How many of you bought one of them $3,500 units? Oh, wow, okay. No, couldn't afford it. Let's see, 3,500. What would that have been up here right now? It'd have been $5,000. There you go.
Buy the whole car, plus spare.
The problem was, even that, just that short time ago, the problem was the cost. In 2015, carburetors were still way less expensive than EFI at that, let's say, in 2015, and that's just 3 years ago. In 3 years, look what has happened to the market with EFI. Our owner of FiTech is Ken Farrell. I first started working with Ken 10, 12 years ago at Professional Products, the guys that made the aluminum intakes. Ken was trying to get the owner of that company to get into fuel injection back then. And Ken at that time owned Performance Ignition, as the name of his company at that time. And he had a system that Professional Products tried to bring to market. And the owner of Professional Products brought it to market with Ken, but wouldn't pay to do the updates to make it better. So it was still a unit that you had to call in. You had to even call in just to get it out of the box almost. It had so many problems with it because they tried to cut corners and tried to get it down where it was fairly reasonable. It hit the market at that time of around $2,000, and everybody else was still at $3,500. So it was at least affordable, but we still had problems with it. Plenty of problems. Shortly after that, Ken started his own company, and it was FiTech, but name didn't come up until 2016, actually. Does anyone know what part of the FiTech EFI Ken was able to design and manufacture that brought the cost of the units way down to approximately $795 to $995? What was the piece on that was the secret to getting to where everybody could afford it? Does anybody know? There you go. Let's see. You already got a $2 bill? You didn't get one, did you? You're gonna need way more than $2. It was at ECM. For about 5 years before that, Ken had already been making these control units for all kinds of industry that needed control modules for all the different fixed engines and all different kinds of things. But he started bringing it in to his FiTech unit for the car. At that time, he was able to take the biggest amount of the money out of the units by coming on that onboard ECM, ECU unit. That unit that piece at one time, most of the manufacturers had $500 in it. That's the secret to it. He was able to get an onboard ECM that was affordable. And I've heard that he was able to get that piece under $100 as far as in manufacturing to get the price of all this down. And that's where we were able to make it work. What was the other significant advantage and feature of Ken's ECU? Real important. Somebody back here.
Self-learning.
Who said that? That's it. That in itself made this unit so successful. The other thing was we were able to get rid of about 3,000 feet of wire. It wasn't that bad. But if all of you had worked on those other units, it was a terror just running all the wire and everything. The self-learning unit is Ken's success is what he did with that ECU, the self-learning unit. Let's do this. Let's pull it off. Have we pulled? No, we haven't. Let's see. Here we go. Hello. Whose is that? That's a $50 fine.
Let's get back to $2.
Let's
Take back the two.
who's got the box? Okay, we got a box way back there. Let's pull one. Let's see what we got here. Well, I messed up the box. Let's see. That whole first row doesn't look honest, let's see. What's that shirt say? Oh, yeah. Who's got 204? 336.27. Okay, all the way to back. Okay. Okay, so we got, you're welcome. So there's one of the prizes. We'll put them back over here. Now, if I forget these, because if I don't write it down, I'll forget it. Make sure I give those other two out, because I don't want to take them home with me. Knowing all that security at the airport, they'll probably give me a hard time about it. I'm taking home something from Canada. I'm trying, yeah. Oh, I'd have to pay the tariff on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to pay the tariff.
That little whipping post.
Oh, man, okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. We got enough problems to work on. For over 3 years, Ken and Company have been making similar ECU, other types of manufactured equipment like we talked about. Somebody tell me the first unit we hit the market with? This is worth some more $2 bills. What was the first unit we hit the market with? Does anybody know? I know you know. You don't count. Oh, you do at the counter, but anybody know? Probably some of you here got one of the units, brother.
Goat Street, 600 horse.
Huh? That's the one we were supposed to hit the market with first.
Go for it.
Who said that?
Go for it.
The 400, yeah. Did you get a $2 bill already? You didn't get one? There you go. That 400 unit hit the market in the States at $7.95, and up here it was $8.95. Steve, the 400. Doesn't that sound like a politician? I'm not going to call you a dirty politician. I'll erase that one. Hey, erase it. Thank you. That 400 unit. I'll hand it out later. That 400 unit. Was that drag strip? What was that? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. That changed the marketplace. Holly had been working on their unit for about a year, and they were taking the 1,095 unit and bring it, they were gonna introduce it at 795. We were gonna do the same thing, but we were able to hit the market a full 6 months before they ever shipped their first unit. And it gave us enough room to get a foot in the door. And that 400 unit was, well, most of the 400 units work without any trouble. And it made the market change. Every other manufacturer out there had to respond to what Ken had done, because Ken had figured out a way to give everybody EFI at an affordable price. And as you can see, in the last 2.5 years, it's affordable now. Matter of fact, it's so affordable that certain carburetors will actually cost you more than the 400 unit. So we got that handled, and that was. But within no time at all, our factory was flooded with phone calls, because we still got tech situations. How many of, I told this gentleman right here I was gonna get my hind end kicked tonight. How many of you have tried to call in on our tech line? Okay. Ken personally told me to make an apology to you. We're doing everything we can to get more techs on the line. Bryce, our head lead tech out there, we're hiring some more people. Bryce is putting them up under his arm and trying to teach them and everything, but that means Bryce is back off the phone while he's trying to teach some other guys the ins and outs of FiTech. So within about 2 more weeks, we'll be back up to snuff on our tech lines. Problem for y'all, he said, I'm not calling in, I'm not doing that 35 minutes on the phone. So what we're gonna try to do, we're gonna set it up with Steve and the guys here. We're trying to come up with a special Canadian email where you email in to a certain guy inside and saying, hey, look, I'm in Canada, I don't want to have to call me back as soon as, and put me in line in the queue for the next caller. That's what I'm trying to get at. Because little simple things come along, and let me get into one. This is, but that's where the biggest problem is. We make a great unit. Most people don't have any problem with it, but we don't have enough techs to answer all the different questions that are coming up. Down south, I got one of my cousins, or my half cousin, down in, he lives a little bit further south than I do. I'm in North Carolina. Cousin Bubba Ray. He lives down in LA. Does anybody know where LA is? Where?
Over there.
Huh?
West Coast of California.
No, LA. Lower Alabama. Y'all gotta, I'm gonna teach you something here, bro. Well, he gives me a call and jumps on my case about our tech line. My cousin Bubba, I mean, if I'm gonna get my hind end shoot out, it ain't gonna be my Bubba Ray, my cousin-in-law, or half cousin. But he said the FiTech factory sounded just like his phone cell carrier tech line. Wait. Then, what does your cell phone tech line person tell you every time you call in having a phone problem? Whoa, back here.
Turn off, turn it up.
Guess what? That's the first thing we're gonna tell you too. Because guess what? He needs $4, but I'm gonna give it to him. Oh, okay, now I'm reading. I like that now. Oh, boy. Do you install Trek? You don't? That's a bad word. Is that a different brand? Okay. But that's what everybody, every time I've ever called my cell phone carrier, they tell me the same thing. take your phone, shut it off, take the battery out, reset. But you know what? It works. It usually works. Ken, the owner at FiTech, like I said, triple the number of phone techs we got. Problem is, it's hard to find anybody. In California, we've always thought California where everybody, all the gearheads are. Well, that might have been true 40 years ago. It's hard to find techs out there. I don't know where they all went, but it's hard to find the guy that has the right kind of knowledge, and then the patience to put up with somebody like this guy. Because you don't want to get him ticked off, and he put my hand in. But that's some of the problems we had. We have some good customer service people and our tech line people. We got to have more because y'all ain't gonna want to sit there and wait so long to call in.
Why is it you don't do a forum?
Huh?
How come you don't do a forum?
There is a forum out there.
There's a forum for it.
Yeah, there's forums out there.
I haven't heard you say anything yet. You keep
Not
saying
my
tech
FiTech.
line. Really waste time on the phone.
It's not a FiTech forum.
It's not a FiTech forum.
Oh, okay.
It's not.
We don't have one out there right
You
now.
don't have one yourself.
We really want you to be able to talk to one of the guys at those forums.
The one form, there's a FiTech tech who's answering the question.
Some, yeah, I mean, he's doing that. We want you to be able to talk to somebody at the fact. And we're trying to do something like that to ease up the problems on the phones, but man, if you can just, if we had 3 more prices, we'd be okay, but it's hard to find them. And that's what we're working on. And we'll get there. But we've been taking all your complaints about tech line, and we're trying our best to get it fixed. It's the company has grown so fast that Ken's been able to keep up financially. He's been able to keep up with the technology. Just can't find people to put in that hot seat. How many of you have ever been in some kind of tech line and be on the phone? Anybody? Okay. Well, it can be tough. I don't care what kind of business it is. If you're on a tech line and you're taking care of a company's customers out there with problems, you got to have patience.
They're good to make YouTube videos.
Well, we've got some out there. We're trying.
Every time someone calls in with the same problem 10 times, we make a video about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are the, with the tech lines this busy, what are the standard complaints that keep the tech line?
We've got that, and we have posted that. It is posted right now, and sort of and the instruction sheets that if people would read just the instruction sheets completely, we're putting a heck of a whole lot more information in the instruction sheets. So hopefully we'll have this problem behind us, and we can go on down the road with easy installation. Pass these out. I think that should be some for everybody. I'm going to give you some good. Again, let me put a disclaimer on this. Tech sheets, nothing to do with pricing. And let's see. We'll have that ready for a minute. As we pass those out, let's see, I should have carried some of them back. Did you pass on some back further? Should have been enough right there. I'll get some more going for back. Hold it for me. I'll get these all the way to the back. Pass it back. This will be a good little check sheet on you for a couple of things here. And I've got some other ones that you'll be able to take too. One of the first things here on our Auto Body EFI Tech Info, it explains that one of the features is the self-learning process. How many of you have actually put like a 400 unit, 600 unit on already? Your first self-learning when you first turned it on, and everything's sitting there for a few minutes erratic, 5 to 10 minutes, it's smooth out, right? Hopefully. Huh?
Not always.
Not always? Okay. Supposed to, within 5, when it goes through the self-learning curve, self-learning mode, usually it should. When we get into the power adder versions, you got all kinds of more features and benefits, way more features and benefits than just the regular old first ones we came out with. The throttle body, going down about the seventh one there, the throttle body mounted ECU computer eliminates unnecessary wiring for clean installation. That's the other thing. We really saved a lot of money on just the wire assembly and everything. Ken's goal was to always keep one of these units under $1,000. And then we did it, but now, you know, with inflation and everything else, we're still trying to keep a unit available, American dollars, under 1,000, and we're there. Another thing that almost all these units have, go down to the third one from the bottom. We do use a Bosch wideband O2 sensor. This is another one we get a lot of customers calling in on, and it's right there in its instructions. But where should you mount that? Anybody? Well, let's see. You already know. Huh? Go on back here. Somebody, where should that O2 sensor be mounted? Anybody? Comes with the kit. Anybody? Oh, bro. Okay.
4 inches.
If this is the collector and that's a clock, where should it be? Any, 10 o'clock, over 2 o'clock. There you go. You got the first one. Somebody else said this, somebody else said this. You said what? 9 o'clock? No, that's too far. That's too far. Now, why do you think you need to do that?
So that one was just a collect noise in the sensor.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Again, those are simple things that these phone calls we're getting. It's in our instruction sheets and everything. But now my cousin Bubba, I asked him. I said, "Where's the instruction sheets?" He said, "I don't need instruction sheets." I said, "Well, that's your problem." And he's my cousin. I mean, I'm dead serious. This actually happened. He's a hard head. You can see this over here that the performance improvements did. I've got all that listed there for you on the bottom. There's just some good tech notes for you. Got the Go Street listed, the Main Street. And we really try to do everything off of that horsepower band. You know, like when you're talking carburetors and everything, you talk the 600 CFM, 750, 780, 1080, 1200, all that. We usually horsepower range on that. Another sheet I'm going to give you that I think might help you, or might not, since y'all have already bought one maybe, this might help you help some of your friends. Let's pass out some of these. Pass this out. Anything left, someone just keep all the extras, so I gotta get a couple of places tomorrow if we got some extra. Did we get some up front yet? Here we go. This sheet is like a cheat sheet. Everybody got one? I said, you need one. You need one? Okay. Let's see. One more. One more. Everybody got one now? Oh, need one back over that way. Everybody covered? We need one more? 2 more. No, just one. Come on, are you in? Everybody got one now? This check sheet here gives you a breakdown of our units and also quite a few of the other units that are out there. This is a good way for you to really see features and benefits And when you're thinking about which way to go, I want you to be happy with ours and make the right decision. So we're giving you this where you can sort of see the features and benefits that we do have over some of the competition. We've got some good competition out there now. And many of our competitors have lowered their prices to fall in line with what Ken has done with FiTech. So you got a lot of choices out there. But I really believe that if you do your studying, listen, read some of that stuff on the forums. And yeah, the worst thing we get on the forums, we're getting our hind ends kicked with bad reviews on our tech line. Not the fact that they don't know, they know things, you just can't get through. That's the bad. If anybody's been on the forums, that's what's out there, is that you just can't get a hold of anybody. And again, like I said, we are trying our best to fix that. Well, let's just look. Most all of them have all our competition have a handheld controller now. You got laptop programmables, timing control. If you go down through there, you'll see all those other units that don't have what we have. And that makes a difference for when you go in and look at the kind of money you're spending on the unit. We're going to have every feature and benefit you can need. We're going to have a unit that's going to fit your needs if you just give us a chance. And think about it, if I'm not mistaken, Steve, aren't you stocking every one of the units now? As soon as we ship the rest of them to you? We got caught up a couple of months ago, and I'll be darned if we didn't get flooded again. We've got some stuff on back order. Some of the new products are on back order, but we're getting there. I want you to keep that when you go looking at your unit and everything and thinking about buying one. Keep us in mind on that. That'll give you a good comparison chart to make some decisions. Now, a lot of people gave us a hard time about having a 400 unit at a affordable price. And these at 40. We've got a 600 unit at the same price of, I reckon that $795 would be right at nine something here with the change in all that. $1030? Okay. That's the new 695. That thicker paper takes up more room than what I thought. I thought I came without. Oh, we got it. Now this is a 600. It doesn't have all the features of the power adder, but it's a 600 unit if you need it, and it's 1,000. What'd you say? 1,030. That's a deal. Ish. Okay, I got you. If you got some extra holding for, got that. Now, let's look on that. Here, this is another $2 question. Since we're dealing with that 600 unit, that reminds me of something. With carburetors, what happens when you buy too big of a carburetor? Huh? What'd you say? Well, that's Bob. What else? Come on, somebody help me. Huh? You can't tune it. If you buy too big of a carburetor, you got a problem. Everybody agree with that? Okay, I'm going to hold on. No, you know what? That guy was thinking it, but he didn't say it. Look, see, look, he's smiling. He already knows. You were thinking about it, Rich. Oh, thank you. I'll get good. You got him. Since I gave you my brother back there with the Eagle engines, what happens when you buy more EFI than what you currently need? It's not used, it's just there. So if you go to upgrade, you can go and buy a bigger unit, the capacity you need to. That's another thing. Where if you buy a carburetor, then you need a bigger one. You're screwed. If you buy too big, you're screwed till you get rid of it. With FiTech, we'll take care of you wherever your pocketbook fits. We'll take care of it. Or we try our best to. How many, now I'm getting ready to get saucy here. How many of you bought our first command center system? 1, 2, 3. Got one. Have any of you tried the new command center 2? You have? Barry?
Yeah,
What do you think about the command center 2?
it's still kind of like the inline pump rather than command centers.
The inline pumps?
Yeah,
Okay,
or anything.
okay.
Hard to find some place to come.
Well, it's a whole lot easier than the other one.
Yeah,
And it does, the other one you had, the command center one, you had to have it standing straight up because of the sensitivity of the unit. Because here we did all this FiTech stuff, right? Fuel injection. And what did we put in the command? Anybody know what we put in the command center one that gave us a problem?
You'll shut up.
Huh?
The float.
Float, needle, and what were we thinking? Oh, I love that smile there. You get another one. You got one. You share if you want. Has anybody used the command center 2 yet? Any of y'all? You still ain't got one? Oh, no. See, now I'm in trouble. We have shipped some. It takes a long time for stuff to get to Canada.
It's tough as a pony.
Now, let's see where Steve is. Hey, Steve, did you forget to order?
We can do this all day, John.
I know. Hey, Bob, he ordered them. I didn't ship them.
There you go.
Okay. Me a Coke.
To be fair, it doesn't ship last night.
You got some coming.
It doesn't ship from California last night.
Last night. See, they knew I was coming up here, and I said, please, ship us some product.
Okay, but why do we need it?
Well, you got, again, who wants who said the inline? Do an inline. You need this command center 2 for simplicity. It's the easiest way to get, in your case, I really think you've got, it's a simplicity of it. The biggest thing, you said you've already got your big fuel pump mounted within a foot of the unit.
Well, no, I'm using, it's a Miata, okay, with the 302 Ford.
Right.
I use the inline pump from the Miata, believe it or not. I can maintain, I put the big reservoir water separator up in the engine compartment. So I've got half a liter of fuel sitting there. I can maintain 65 pounds easy, under any conditions. So why do I need that?
You don't.
Well, with that, you might not, but I'm still thinking.
Mechanical fuel pump, you need it.
Oh, yeah, no, I can understand that, but just put an inline electric fuel pump
You
in
don't
there.
need it like a
They running a return line on it?
Yeah.
That has- so-
You've already got the return line?
Oh, yeah, right
Oh.
from the FiTech unit right back to my tank.
So I have an in-tank pump, I don't need anything other than that.
Well, that's all, if you got it in line, I mean, in the tank,
tank.
yeah, that's.
Yeah, and that's what I've got.
That's all you need.
So I don't understand.
This
what
would be
this-
more for if you have a returnless system and you don't wanna keep deadheading,
Oh,
like if you have
okay.
a pump that's too large,
Yeah.
you can pulse width the pump down, so at lower engine RPM, you have less fuel pump.
He's got
voltage.
hesitation when he's taking off.
Yeah.
I still want you to get, I'll get Bryce a hold of you and y'all talk, cause I think he'll be able to dial in on that. This will take care of, well,
You have 65 PSI base pressure? That way it's through that?
Yeah, but it doesn't change. I can maintain it. I don't wanna take the group off
okay,
the
okay.
top.
Yeah, but we will talk some more. The other thing, I found this out earlier today, none of the round tracks around here is allowing EFI yet. But down south, we've got a lot of guys running our new 2-barrel EFI system on some of the short track dirt and paved round tracks. We got people starting to use these on fixed engines in industrial and everything, because of simplicity, we do now have an EFI, 2-barrel. And for yourself, hand them out to some of your buds that might need it. I'll go get it. All right. Well, got it right here. Let me get that for you. Command Center 2. Here you go. There you go. And like I said, if you take this, if you're not gonna use it, hand it out to one of your buddies. This is Command Center 2.
If we've already got a command center 1, is there any type of credit back system if we upgrade to 2?
You got a buddy that needs Command Center 1?
Nope. That could be good.
See if it's swapping.
I don't have a solution for that right this minute. Then you got a good buddy who sells one. I knew that was gonna come up, and I never got the answer. I knew it was gonna come. That's rated for it. Got to figure out. What do you think happened to do that? Huh? Huh? I know, that's what he wants, that's what he wants. eBay? Okay. There he is. He's got it figured out right back there. Take the Command Center 1, take it off, clean it up, put it on eBay. Buy the one you want, the Command Center 2.
You have to mount this close to the engine,
Huh?
command center, it's gotta go in the engine compartment. Like closer to
The closer to the unit, the better off you're gonna be. But it doesn't have to stay, you can put this in about any position you need to get it to work. As far as mounting.
So the question on 2 is, full self-contained, you don't have to feed it with a low pressure pump?
You still gonna have a pump involved. Yeah. I've got a sheet in here, we'll maybe get down to that too. I think I've got this here, let me see, I've got a good shot. Oh, yeah, here we go. The O2 oxygen sensor. I got a good shot of that with some other stuff on here that'll help you when you're talking either for yourself or some of your buddies. Take a look at these. That'll give you a good shot of what that thing looks like.
I asked a silly question.
And no questions, let's hear it.
We gotta create this one. Why do we have command center?
Well, it's usually stock. Yeah, stock account.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah.
Something that's, building something from scratch.
Here's here's one of our standard pumps. You can see we put out a good quality piece there. That's just one of them that's available. So let's see, that's that one. Got that. Oh, here's a sheet that'll help you too. Here's something else we get asked all the time. Dimensions on most of the units. Here you go. This will give you the dimensions on most of the standard EFI system that we have here. Give you all dimensions on that. When you go, okay. Again, here's some new things that we are might win. Here's some other items that are fairly new, or let's say we might have introduced them, but we're shipping them now. This is their EFI tripod. It's a 3 500 CFS.
Good consistency of the application, but you have also something more tunable ones. But the problem is, we don't know, I know there's options. It gives you more nationality, further away from things like that.
I'll just show you some other stuff we're doing.
Started up right visiting well with that old garbage.
And let's see.
Yeah, you do. Have you put time into
Okay.
I'm using programming with something else.
Oh, really?
You've been sitting there,
I do this while I'm.
you've been sitting there a good hour. Everybody stand up real quick and check the bottom of your chair. Seriously. We've always got something up our sleeve here. Check the bottom of your chair. Somebody's got something on the bottom of the chair besides chewing gum.
No flavor.
No flavor? You gotta be kidding me. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Hey, everybody sit down. Stand up. Come on up here. Come on up here. Oh, you're good at this. Come here. Now turn around. Read that to him.
Okay, please read out loud. This goes to show you can't get things done sitting on your rear.
What's it?
I don't know, probably $2 Yankee. Oh, you're right, Canadian.
I figured that a $2 bill in America is now worth a $5. Who is that?
That's somebody good, I guess. He said it to me. That's
You
why
don't know who it
That's
is?
why they put him there. I forget. Kim Martin.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Wait a minute. We still got, yeah, let's do one of these. We'll pull another $25 deal. Everybody still got their tickets? No, I hope you took that ticket away from him and didn't give him another one. This, the guy that won something already. This ticket ends in 6/12. 6/12. Somebody. There's got to be. Is it you? Oh, okay. And your name, sir? Bruno. Okay. We'll do one more a little bit later. Let's keep going. Something else I'm gonna hand out. We're shipping these now too, if you're into it. Retro LS is now available. Not a tricky trigger. That comes with everything you need there. Another good, a good piece from us, and I'm showing just some of the new things that we've got coming. And, I'll say this, if we're making it, that's performance improvement hazard. Back when these 400, when the 400 units first hit, where's Andy? Is Andy here? Okay. He's in the building? Okay. When we hit, there, when the 400 unit hit, he went to every every time they'd come into all the different distributors, he'd go buy every one of them off the shelf. To the point there wasn't any, everything we had, he had it. So finally, we just sold him direct straight from the factory. So he's been with us, gosh, since 2016?
Yep.
Yeah.
Not really, but really on.
Yeah, early on. And the way he did it, he proved to us that he could sell these units. He went out and bought them off all the distributors, the warehouses, and then they didn't have him. He bought every one they had on the shelf.
Because they work.
And they work. So, that's a good deal.
That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got for you. You can go back to the,
Go back.
you can go back. Thank you. If you are working on some LS stuff, or you got some buddies, I got some good little information here for you. This sheet here is a good tech sheet. That'll give you all the different configurations of the LS ports, where you sort of figure out what some of you guys, some of you can either yourself, or what some of your buddies might have. And pass them on back to Scott. That sheet right there takes a lot of time to try to figure out what someone's got and try to get them. If you got a buddy like Bo, like I do, he knows already what he's got, at least thinks. And then another thing that's pretty handy that we put in here is an AM fitting thread size chart that'll give you the AM fitting and the tube size, thread size, wrench size, everything that you square with. So there's a good little tech sheet that's put in the catalog. We're getting all these sheets. We're still 2 or 3 weeks away from our new catalog. It's a wet. But that's a good sheet right there for you. I couldn't hear you. Now, it's almost at every pump now. Out towards the country, you're not gonna find on E85, but about any city pump's gonna have E85. It's all over up here, isn't it? Zero? I wish we'd have never come out with this stuff, to be honest with you. It's supposed to be helping all the farmers. I don't know about that. What? Here, let me get the money.
Good for the turbo gas.
It is. What does E85 do under the hood that's detrimental to a car?
Deteriorates O-rings.
Huh?
Deteriorates O-rings.
That's right. And anything else made or other. Even in your lawnmowers, if you're not using, if you're using late model gas and not trying to find you some, really love to find some leaded gas, but that stuff eats up lawnmower motors and your chainsaws and everything. Man, we got some bad gas out there right now, I tell you. But then again, all y'all live in the country, I mean, the city, or some of you out in the country? Country?
Reasonable country.
Country. What, how far out?
I drove 2 hours ago.
You're way out? How many cows you got? You sold your last cow. What a man. Oh, wait, that's pretty good. I'll go with that one. Got another one here. we've got quite a few different LS full systems for you now. This is one of the newer ones that we will be shipping soon. Here you go. Just gonna, already know, what can we say about the prices on all these sheets? Yeah, about 30%. Yeah. Well, you figure you sit around 3,500. It's this box. That's something I really what you put in,
There's a lot of YouTube videos on it, it's not like we have to change.
yeah, everybody got one? It's just money. Right. What you got? 66? Larger. Air sensors, it's easy to change now.
It's always pushing out.
Injectors are different. It's pretty much peaks. Again, this is on lasted second, one full factory. But, well, 92 you wanted to do instead of 80. And this is straight out of the box. Yeah. So it's a little bit bigger, more airflow, more fuel. But I think that means it's simple trade-off.
So,
Everybody's pulling all these LS motors out of the heat out there. And a lot of them, instead of putting, they're, it's probably, up here, that's gonna be 2,000, plug and play 2,000, up here about $2,000. But when you go looking with what everybody, that same system from anybody else out there is 3,000 plus, easy. Now, I've got, once I have these out, this will be almost a complete, each one of you, I have a complete FiTech catalog, one sheet at a time. Now, any of you out here have your own shop that you actually doing work for other people? I was asked to try to find.
what's that?
Okay, you got your own shop? Some of our buddies back at the factory wanted me to take a poll. What is your shop rate, if you don't mind sharing? 60?
Depends what it, it's not like,
Depends what it is.
I don't have like a shop rate.
Okay. Who's back here, brother? 80? Okay.
But I don't know, it's not.
Who else out of shop? 60, so 60 to 80 is about the deal out here. Everybody got it?
No, I'm just wondering if I took the air 8 times throttle button, just.
Okay, like, in a dealership, 100 to 140, so this 60 to 80 is steep. Truck shops, doing truck work, 75 down south. Guys, there's some of my projects, they're at 80, 85. And then our dealerships, 100. No. Let me tell you what, I stay ASC certified. All the way through. Some of my best mechanics I know on this stuff never even seen an ASC certification. I still believe in I reckon y'all got ASC certification up here. What do y'all call it up here? What?
S license.
S
310S or 310T, which is truck.
And everything smaller. And then you got something over.
S is cars.
Right?
And T is close.
Okay. Okay. Does being an ASC certified, what do you call it, technician up here with certification, does it make a difference?
Yes.
It does? Okay. It still does mistakes too. But when you go to work in a race shop, I don't think I've ever seen anybody wrong. Because they go by reputation out there, either at the track or wherever, whatever you're working on. Let's see. We got all the inline fuel pumps listed there. I've got one of these we can pass around. Let's see. Pass this around. Don't take it home with you, just pass it around. That's one of the fuel pressure regulators. That's a unit right there that most other companies is gonna be around 2 1/4. Converting that, that'd be like about $180. I've got one of the, I've got the tight fit, yes, yes, sir.
How high is the pressure? How high is the fuel pressure?
See what it was stated on there. We make one, well, both units that we have run 35 to 75. So, I'm not gonna pass this around, but after we break up here, come up here and take a look at this tight fit intake retro kit that we have. This thing has just, you've already been selling it, Steve, right? The retro. That's a neat piece. And a lot of people out there just don't have the room for some of our other in-tank pump kits. So this is a way to go. It's, see. Yeah.
Is that flange universal? Or you have to play around with it?
It's gonna fit most cars and trucks. Steve here is the first account in Canada to get our new tanks from FiTech. So we've got more coming. UPS didn't do me any favors there, but we got more tanks coming if you need them. Right now we got everything from a 32 Ford, 55, 56 Chevy, 57 Chevy, 64, 68 Mustang, 69, 70 Mustang, all the muscle cars, we've got most of those. Let's say 80s back, and we're working on the rest of them too.
What kind of price?
Steve, Al,
Roughly $1,000.
right around $1,000? Okay.
Some are a little less, some are a little more.
And that comes with a pump.
Steve, those did come in with a pump, but it was separate, right? The pump
That's no big, yeah, no, everything that should go in the car
was there, okay, yeah, sure do. Other thing we do, now this will be shipped, if you ordered them, you should get them, order it, the next order is the fuel cells. We got all that there.
You still, this is one thing on the tank, you still have to put it together.
Huh?
You still have to put the tanks together.
Yeah, well, the units and everything.
Open the box, it is a.
Yeah, you still, yeah, you gotta drop it in, everything like that. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Let's see, we still got one more of these. Let's see. 613. I just pulled it right out, that's right beside. Hey, you won the other one though, didn't you? Did you get 613? Is it? Okay. Wow. Yeah. There we go, let me have that. Well, write your name on it and then hand it to Steve. Yeah, you need a pen? No, I gave you a pen. With your computer. Oh, boy. I'm gonna do something that every other rep said I'm crazy. Which most of them know me, I know I'm crazy. I'm gonna give you my card. I don't care.
Cell phones on there.
I'm telling you what, I do a lot of late night driving. Give you an example, I pulled out of Atlanta, Georgia, it took me an hour and 20 minutes Sunday evening to go 20 miles. I did a show, off-road show, inside a building. You can get that. It took me 8 hours to get home, and it usually takes me 5 hours. They were working the roads. They were working on the roads on Sunday. Sunday evening they were working on the roads. And wrecks. Took me 8 hours to get home. So I finally laid down Sunday night at 2 a.m. You could have called me that. I'd love to have a phone call. But sometimes when you drive a truck and a trailer, you got race cars in the back of it. Somebody calling you that time might be a good deal. But if I'm home, don't call me. Pass these out. Now look, don't keep extras. They give all these back to me because I don't want them down at the titty bar. Oh, I'm sorry. See, I'm sorry. Down in the pink pony. What do y'all call them around here? It's cheap. Hey, you $2 bills. $2 bills. You know, we're all out here. Everybody know my car. Well, brother, I'll tell you what. We'll be around here a little bit. That's all, time-wise. I'm gonna turn into a pumpkin in about 5 minutes here. So, if you need to know the exact price on something this evening, come on up here and I'll give you the exact Canadian price on it. I've got those right here. I just didn't have time to convert them all over to the sheet. Hold on to all that information I gave you. You got a whole FiTech catalog. You just don't have the front and back on it. We appreciate your patience with our tech line. You give us just a couple more weeks and we'll be able to respond. We're gonna work on that Canadian deal like I was talking about where you email in and get us to call you back. Because we surely don't give all that money to the phone companies. We'd rather for it to be right here, performance improvements, buying some FiTech. Do we have anything else we're gonna give away? Steve, was that it? Okay. I got some more stuff up here, the little beer openers and pen. I got one more pen left. Did everybody get a pen? Oh, okay, good deal. I appreciate your time tonight. Like I said, I'm getting ready to turn it into a pumpkin, so appreciate you coming out. I'll be around here loading this stuff up, so y'all have a good evening. And yes, sir.
John, I don't want to take too much more time. Can you do a quick, why would you buy each one of these things, like, you know, like you said, the 400, if I have a 302 in this, and I have that, can you do that quick?
Yeah.
Don't go through every feature and benefits, just to have a 60-inch bell with a big block, where would you start, or a small block, that kind of thing.
Sometimes you have to look. Sometimes you have to look at money.
Go bang for the buck.
The best thing you can do is always buy one size bigger than what you think you're gonna need. And it's gonna be there when you add on things or whatever. But look at all the different features per unit, and you've got everything. You've got most of it there. You go online and everything. You can buy $1,000, a $1,200 unit and it work on a 400 horsepower motor, no problem. You don't want to buy this when you really need, you know, if you're really going racing. Again, look at cubic inch, your horsepower and everything else. We don't have a trade-in program. So I always say, buy the unit you think that you'd like to have instead of the unit that you're gonna spend the money on because that's what you got in your pocket. Try to go at least one unit larger. I'm serious. You'll never regret it because it's not like a carburetor like we talked about where it's gonna load up on you and everything. Gosh, yeah, yes, sir.
The software for these internally, are they UD-based tables or pounds per hour based tables?
I'm not sure on that. I put a tech sheet in there that showed you most that didn't have what you needed there.
Like, so you put this on, you know, your 600 horsepower system. you put it on a 300 GPU pinch motor, put it on a 500 PW pinch motor, they get the same power, they're gonna need different fueling. So when you set up your calibrations, what's gonna tell it, high speed fueling?
You can override our self-learning system, you can override.
Yeah.
And I gave you one chart, I gave a chart in there, on that black chart, it will show you the last 2 units to the right. You can actually take your computer, override the small computer that comes with it, and you can sit there, you can change almost every setting in there. Have you tried it on?
I've been playing around with the one I have.
With your computer?
Yeah,
Okay, you must have bought,
I got the EFI 4.
that's,
Power Rider.
Steve, good thing you brought that up. If you do go to the more expensive unit, you can override the small screen and go to a complete computer.
So lower ones you can't override, you can't change your target air fuel or anything like that?
Yes, you can, but you gotta do it on the screen. You gotta do it on the screen about this big. Where if you go to the more expensive units, you can use a computer.
What do these things work like if you have a cam with really big duration and low back?
You gotta dial it in there, brother. I mean, you can change almost all of our settings by going to the unit on that small screen. Like I said, if you spend enough money, you can get into where you can sit there and modify everything with a computer. But who always used one of our regular screens that came with the unit? It did about what you wanted, didn't it?
There's a lot of fine tuning that
You can do,
small increments.
but it's tedious.
It's tedious, but
Yeah,
so is
but it does work.
working a laptop.
Huh?
So is working a laptop.
Well, yeah, but you got old arthritic fingers like I do. Other people do. A computer's a little bit easier, but you gotta spend the money to get into a unit.
Is there a max RPM range that these things will go to? And it takes a tax too, right?
Yeah, it's on, that's it, that is on one of the charts I handed out, where to sort of give you a range of what you need to do. All I'm saying is always buy a little bit more EFI than what you think you need. One more. Bruno?
That's why the stud bolt for the airplane is always a size bigger than, and why did you go with that size?
I've asked Ken that 1,000 times. He said, John, you're the only one, I always get asked that. He hadn't told me yet.
Sell it with the unit.
Well, now, a thing, if you got some old leftover stuff from Mr. Gasket or Holly, you got that little adapter that's about that long. But I know it's a pain in the hiney. Hey, Al, you got that little adapter, don't you? Huh? Yeah, you do. He's got some, he'll sell them to you right price. They're how much?
I think they're only 5 or 10.
Okay, he wasn't, did you know what he's talking about? Oh, no, we're talking about the stud on air cleaner.
Oh, the air cleaner in place.
I'm sorry, I thought my voice carried pretty good back there. Okay, come on up, I'll be loading up some stuff here. There might be some, I don't know if there's any refreshments left or not, but I appreciate you coming out. Please stick with us through thick and thin on our tech situation. We've almost got it laid.
Another question, is there any way of getting like a breakdown on all the settings for the handheld? Like to tell you what each setting has actually been gained or lose? It's on the website.
It's supposedly just been updated. Who said that? It was on the web, it was updated about a month ago, but still not like having a little chart. But it is on there. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Steve, Al, Bob. You need to address anything with them? Huh? Oh, okay. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, sir.
It's not 705, is it? Yeah, 647.
All right.
Sorry.
Would power out?
I think it's after Mel this morning.
598.
Yeah, I know that. It's wonderful.
This stuff here, yeah, like I